Welcome back to Design with Miyoshi. I'm going to do something today. We're going to do some auxiliary views today. The models, I'm going to do 6 models today, and then I'll split up the drawings because the drawings are the models are easy, but the drawings are a little bit tougher. Something a little bit new, but it's a way to see the what's called the foreshortened view in its full shot size and shape. But first, I want to thank Northwest Technical Products for sponsoring this video. If you are part of an educational institution in Washington, Alaska, Oregon, Idaho, or Montana, contact Northwest Technical Products for all your SolidWorks and other technical needs. Thanks, Andrew, and all the crew at Northwest Technical Products. Without any further ado, let's get going. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new part. And I just started up SolidWorks, so it gave me that guy there. And I don't know why it keeps showing me this, even though I say don't show me. That's okay. All right, so we're going to open up a new part. Start a new part, rather. And again, we are going to all of these, I'm going to start in the top plane. We're going to make a sketch in the top plane, and then we're going to extrude it downward, and then we're going to cut it. All these 6 drawings, we're going to do the same exact thing. So we're going to make a sketch. We're going to go top plane, and all we're going to do is like a little triangle. Now this triangle we're going to make is going to be a right triangle, or no, this first one we're going to do is make a rectangle. So let's make a rectangle, and I'll just make this guy willy-nilly a little bit, and I will connect it to the end with that snap, and then I will hit the OK, and then I'll just click on the line and change these guys to be horizontal and vertical, and horizontal already, and that one's vertical. And again, we could go ahead and go up to add relation and do that, but I didn't need to do that because I already have them selected. Then I'll go ahead and make one more line. I'll make a center line, and I will center this. I'll make it from the corner to corner with those little snaps there, and I'll add relation between that line that's still selected, that we just made, and it's still selected, and the origin. And I'll make that the midpoint. All right, so once we do that, there we have it. Now we're just going to dimension it. So I'll do smart dimension. I'll do the height, which is 2, and I'll do the width, which is 1.5. Okay, and remember, you can do 1 space 1/2 if you don't want to convert those dimensions. But whether we have it 2 by 1.5 wide and 2 tall. Okay, once we do that, we can go to features. We're going to extrude boss space, and we're just going to extrude that guy up 3 3/4. So 3 space 3/4 if you don't want to convert to 0.75. And then hit the OK, and then it extrudes up, and hit OK, hit the check there. And now I'm going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit and then zoom back in. All right, now it's important that when you do this next part, that you put the sketch on the correct plane. So I'm going to go to sketch, and we're going to make sure we go to the front plane. When we make this new sketch, we want to make sure that we select the sketch on the front plane. Now, if you selected this front face, that would be okay. If you selected the back face, that would be not this one, but the front face or the back face, that would be okay. But you want to do the front or the front plane in this case because the other ones you're going to want to do in the front plane, especially the next 2 or the next 3. Well, actually, the rest of them. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make a sketch in the front plane, and I will go to the front plane. I like to see the front plane, and then I'll make a line, and I will just again make it kind of willy-nilly here. And then I will select that, and then I'll add relation. So the relation I'm going to add is a new relation we haven't done yet necessarily. Endpoint there, and this, even though it's not, there's really no point there. The intersections of lines and the intersections of faces is a point. So I'm going to make a point there. Grab that point, and I'll make them coincident. I will also make this line and this face coincident. And then I'm going to make a dimension, and all I'm going to do is dimension from this line to this other line. We've done lines to line before, but we haven't done, but they've always been distances. And this line, since they are not parallel, they are going to be an angle. So I'll click here, somewhere in there, and this angle is 45. Okay, now once I've done that, I'm done with this sketch. All I have to do is go to features, and what we're going to do is extrude cut. Now the nice thing about extrude cut is you can cut a solid with a surface. You can cut a solid with a line in this case. So this line, I'm just going to cut the surface. I'm going to cut with the line. Notice this arrow that tells me what's going to get cut off, and I can change that by this little arrow over here. That will, oops, is that the right one? Oh, this tells me I need to grab that, and then I can select this guy. Oops, no, oh, it's okay. Let's do sketch plane. That'll work. Oh, this is the one. I'm sorry. Flip the cut. Flip side to cut. I can flip that, and it will cut off the side that the arrow's pointing to. Okay. I hit OK. Oh, come on. That's not the way. Oh, that's why it's not cutting because I'm going just blind. So I need to go through all both. Okay. So I'll do through all both, and then I hit OK, and now it will cut that off. Okay. And that is the model. So I will go ahead and save this guy up. And this is part 7-50. Okay, and I'll save it up, and then I'll go to the next one. So fairly simple. You're just going to do the same. We're going to do the same process for each one of these models. We're going to draw the top view. Then we're going to extrude it up, and then we're going to go cut it off. Okay, so we'll close this guy up, and then we'll make a new model. So I'll just do a new one, and this is just a new part. Okay, and these are all very quick. But we're going to go ahead and sketch top plane, top plane. We're going to make a triangle in this case. Now, in this case, it's important that you make the triangle going down. So I'm going to grab this corner point, and I'll go horizontal this time. I will actually make this the way it's supposed to be. I'll grab down here, and it's supposed to be vertical from here, and then I'll close it off. And you can see that that is a horizontal line and a vertical line. Now I'll add one relation here. That relation I'm going to add is I'm going to make these 2 guys equal. So those 2 lines are both equal. So let's do equal, and there we have it. Now it's important that you make this guy going down. If for some reason you had a triangle that looks like this in the top plane, it's going to end up wrong when you cut it. Okay, so there we go. Then I'll just do one more thing. Just have to smart dimension this. No, smart dimension. Oh, it's thinking I'd like that point for some reason. All right, so we'll just do smart dimension. Grab the line. There you have it. Its dimension is 2. And I will then go to features, extrude, and we're going to go up. We are going to go up a total of 5 inches in this case. And I'll hit OK. All right. Now again, we're going to go back to the front plane, and we're going to make a line. So we'll make a sketch. Now I'm going to do this wrong, so don't follow me here. If you like to follow along, when you do this, don't grab this front plane, this front face. If you grab this front face, it's not going to be right. So I'll grab this front face just for fun, And then I'll make a line, and I'll make it from this corner to this edge. Oops, I didn't mean to make it in the midpoint. So let's get rid of that and make it just coincident instead. So I'll add a relation. Point, edge, coincident. Okay, and then I'm going to make sure that my dimension. So when I dimension this guy, it's supposed to be 30 degrees. So I'll grab that guy and I'll grab that guy. It's supposed to be 30 degrees. Now, when I do this, notice it goes way down the corner here. Yeah, way down. Well, that's because for some reason I selected that front face. And if I look here at this view, you can see it's going along that face. So when I cut it, so if I do features, oops, wrong thing. If I do features, nope, hit the wrong thing. If I do features, extrude cut, and I try to cut this guy, it's going to cut it off at a weird angle there. Extrude cut. Look through all. It's going to cut this strange thing. And that's not what we want. So it's like, oh no, I messed up. Well, the nice thing about SolidWorks is you can actually fix stuff up even after you've done it incorrectly. So I'm going to go ahead, or you can just go back and Control Z and all that good stuff. But I'm going to get rid of this guy, so I'll just delete that. I right-click and delete it. And it doesn't get rid of everything. It just goes back to the sketch here. And what I need to do is change the sketch. I'll change the sketch to the sketch plane. I'll change the sketch plane that it's on. So let's click on this guy. Left-click or right-click works, either one. Right-click shows a little bit more, but I left-click or right-click, and I go up here to this icon, edit sketch plane. Okay. Now instead of that plane, I want to be on the front plane. So I will go here in front plane. And notice that when I do that, you'll have some relations break probably. No, it didn't have a break this time. So then I'll go to the front plane. And there we have it. Now, let's go back and edit that sketch. So I can click on this guy and edit the sketch to the first icon. And notice it shows me my 30 degrees here. And everything looks fine. It actually looks good. Oftentimes you'll have to change the angle. You have to go back in, delete the angle, and put it back in. Sometimes you'll have to delete this point, this relation, or this relation. Looks like I'm going to be okay. I'll hit features, extrude cut, and this is where oftentimes you'll see that this guy is pointing the other direction. So you just have to flip the side to cut and cut the proper side. Looks like everything's hunky-dory. I'll hit okay. Uh-oh. Okay, well, let's look. Oh, that's because it's blind again. Let's do through all. Maybe do through all both even. Let's see. Let's look and see what it shows us here. If I do through all, it looks like it'll be fine. So I'll hit okay. And there we have it. And I'll save this guy up. As 7-51. And I'm all done. Okay, now we're going to close this up and make a new one. New part. And again, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to make a sketch, top plane. Come on, top plane. Top plane. We're going to make another triangle, exactly the same triangles we made before. So I'll grab the corner, horizontal, make that over to vertical, and go up to the intersection point there. Add a relation between that line and that line, make them equal. Add a dimension. It's 2. And there we have it. Then I'm going to extrude by space. This one's going to be 4 1/4. So 4 space 1/4 or 4.25, either one works because they are the same. I'll hit OK. And there we have it. I'll go to the front view again. And then I'll make a new sketch. This time I will make it in the proper plane. I will make it in the front plane. If you make that error, you can go back and do that. I'll grab this corner. I'll grab this edge somewhere that's not the midpoint. Right click and select. And then I will do some dimensioning. From there to there. Oops, wrong. From there to there. I grab the midpoint if you saw. This guy here is 45. There we go. I will then go to features, extrude cut, blind, we'll do through all. Make sure that that's pointing the right way, hit OK. And there it is. There we have it. Okay, then I'll do save. This guy here is 7-52. Save that up, close this up, make a new model. 753. All right, this one's gonna be a little bit tougher, so I'll take a little more time. Well, it will take a little more time. We'll do sketch, not smart dimension, sketch here. And then we'll do top plane again. Come on, I don't know why I didn't do top plane there. Top plane. This one's gonna take a little bit more time. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a line. Now I am gonna start with the origin, and I'll come straight down first. And then I'm gonna make a little diagonal line here, and then a vertical line, and then a diagonal line that goes even with the top, and then a horizontal line back to the origin. Okay. Now that looks beautiful. So I will just make a dimensions here. Oops, let's make one more relation. Before we do that, we'll make a relation between this line and this line. They are equal. They are still 2. So we'll make them equal. Then I'll make smart dimension. I'll make this guy 2 inches, which makes that guy 2 inches. I'll dimension between here and here, and that guy is 1 inch. Then I have a dimension between, let's see here, this edge and this top edge. That's an angle of 30 degrees. Angle between this diagonal and this guy is 60 degrees. Now, if you are a geometry whiz, you probably notice that these two guys could be parallel. This line and this line could be parallel. But we aren't going to worry about that. We're going to go ahead and follow those dimensions, and we'll say OK. And then we're done with the sketch. Notice all the lines are black. Everything is hunky-dory. We will go to features, extrude by space, and then we will go to this guy is extruded up 4 1/4, like the last one. 4 space 1/4. Extrude that up, and there we go. All right, then we go to front view again. And this one is really important that you make the new sketch on the front plane and not on any other plane. So you got to make sure sketch. This guy's going to be on the front plane. So I'll click here, go to front plane. We'll grab my line, go from the corner again, go down to the edge here, right click and select, smart dimension. Leave this one as 45 again, make sure that's 45. And there we go. And then I'll do features, extrude cut, click off that top. Instead of line, I want to go through all, hit OK. And there it is. Okay. See that? It looks beautiful. And what we're going to do is we're going to make the drawings of this face. That's what's called foreshortened, because we can't see it in its full glory if we just look at the front, side, and top. So I will save this guy up. 7-53. Looks like we're so far in order so far. And then we're going to close this guy up we're gonna make a new one. All right, new part. Again, sketch, sketch, top plane. We're gonna make a, not a triangle this time, we're gonna make a rectangle. So I'll make a rectangle. And let's do a new one. Let's do a rectangle that's centered on the origin. So I'll make a rectangle here, centered on the origin. And there's something like that. Now let's make a smart dimension. This guy is, oops, did not want to grab the middle point. I'm actually not a fan of that, but that's okay. They didn't ask me about that design feature. So 2 1/4 by 1 1/2. There we got it. Oops, not quite. We're also going to make this cut. So I'm going to make a cut here. And all I'm going to do is make a triangle, something like this. And I'm not going to make it perfect like it should be. I'm going to add some relations instead. So I will add a relation, make these two guys equal. Okay, we'll make them equal. And then I will add a relation that says, let's add a center line. So I'll add a center line between that endpoint and here. We'll make sure it's horizontal. And then I'm going to add a relation that says, or add a dimension that says from here to that center line I just made. That's going to be 30 degrees. Okay. Now, one last thing I should do. I could either make this line and the origin coincident, or I'm going to do something else when we're done here. I'm going to instead go to trim entities. And all I'm going to do is trim here. And since I have the center line, I have to trim both sides of that center line. Okay. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is I will do a smart dimension. Oh, two more smart dimensions. I'll do two smart dimensions. I will make sure this guy, come on, oops, grab the center again. Don't grab the center, don't grab the center midpoint. Grab that line there, and it says that it's 7/16. Now, I'm not going to do the math, so I'll just do 7/16. And then I'll grab from this point. So we haven't dimensioned 2 points yet, but I'll grab this point to this point, and I will make sure that that guy is 1 3/8. So 1 space 3/8, or 1.375. And there we have it. Now notice it's all black. Everything is wonderful, hunky-dory, beautiful. Here we go. We'll go to features, go to extrude boss space, and we will go to the size we want, which is 3 inches, just 3 inches. Notice that if I had done 3 1/4, like I accidentally said, I was looking at the wrong drawing. I had done 3 1/4. Even if I had done the rest of it, I could still come back here and put it back to 3 inches. So even if I did, let's just do that. So if I put 3/4 and I hit OK, and then I go to the front plane, or front view, and then make my new sketch. Remember this one is actually not as critical that you put on the front plane because this and the front plane are parallel to each other. But I'll make this a line from the corner to the edge over here. And then I'll smart dimension that. I believe that's also 45. So I'll grab that line first this time. It doesn't matter which one you grab. You have 2 lines. It is 45. Oops. Nope, I did this wrong. All right, let's Control Z out of there. I could have done it a different way. And that's one thing I would tell you. You don't always have to Control Z, which gets you out of a command. You can usually just change some relations and things would be great. Let's do that. Let's do that. So if I had that incorrectly like I did, I could get rid of this dimension by clicking on it. No, notice I'm not anything but sketch. I'll get rid of that dimension, or get rid of that, click it, and put it over here. I could have gone to the center, but I'm instead going to dimension that. It's 3/4 of an inch from that corner to that corner, so I'll just do smart dimension. And I'll grab that point, and I'll grab that line. And since I'm zoom up, I'll zoom out a bit. And that distance is 3/4 of an inch. Oh, what did I do? Let's zoom out here. That's really big. Oh, 34 inches. So I double click on that, and I can do 3/4 instead, what it's supposed to be. Okay. Once I do that, then I can dimension this guy. The angle here between this and this is 45. Then I'm going to go ahead and go to features, extrude cut. This time I need to make it through both sides because it's in the front plane. And you can see that if we go to a different view, you can see that it's got to go both ways. Notice the arrows are on both sides because the plane is in the middle. There we go. So we'll get extrude both sides, go through both sides. Oops. Notice that it grabbed the wrong way. So let's do that again. It's going the wrong direction. I wonder why. Let's flip side to cut. Go to the front plane just to see what's going on. Oh, there it goes. It's going to the top. Flip side to cut. Notice it was going down before. I'll hit OK. And there we have it. Okay, so we'll save this guy up. And then we'll go ahead. This is 7-54. Then we have 1 more to go. So I'll close this guy up, make a new drawing, or make a new part. And this is 76. So again, we go sketch, sketch, top plane. Oh, I did front plane. Nope. I don't know why I grabbed the top plane for me. I'll do sketch, sketch. And I will do over here this time, since it flipped me to the wrong plane. Top plane. Okay, so there's my top plane. And this is a different figure. So I'm going to start the corner again at the origin. I'll go down to the right. And I'm going to come up here, and then I'll go to the right. And up here, even with the origin, and then I'll go to the origin. Okay, and that's not exactly what I need. I will then also make a circle. You can make an arc instead, but I'll make a circle here from this corner. Out about something like that. That works for me. And then I will start making this thing fully defined. So we want to make sure that that centers on that point, which we did. And I'll go ahead and trim. Let's do a little bit of trimming. I want to get rid of the outside part of the arc, and I want to get rid of this part of the arc as well. So I'll just power trim them. Drag across there, remember, drag across the parts you don't want. And I'll actually continue that, and I'll drag across here and here to get rid of those as well. Okay, now let's do some smart dimensioning. Oops, one more thing. Let's make these guys equal. I want to make these two equal. And I want to make these two equal. So I'll make that line and that line equal. No, not this center point. Make them equal. And I'll make one more thing equal. This guy here and that guy there. Come on. Make them equal as well. Okay. Oh, they didn't. Now notice that the center point got away from where that intersection. Well, so that's because the lines aren't there anymore. So let's add one more relation, and that is we want between this horizontal line, not the midpoint, horizontal line, and the vertical line here, and that center of the circle, we want them to all intersect. Notice it's got this different icon there, but that's the intersection. And what that will do is it'll make sure that it's this center is lined up with the horizontally and vertically with these two lines. I have to put it back where we want it. So I'll put that intersection there, and there we have it. Now we just have to dimension it. Smart dimension this guy. This is 2 inches, and this guy is 1/2 an inch, and the radius of the circle is 1 inch. And there you have it. Now we're just going to go ahead and extrude this guy. We're going to extrude it 3 1/4. Oh, I forgot to fix that other one up, didn't I? That's okay. We'll go back and fix that later. Go to the front plane. Oops, we hit OK. Then we'll go to the front plane, or make a sketch on the front plane, and then we'll go ahead and make a line from this endpoint to this edge, not in the middle. Don't go to the midpoint. And then I'll go to smart dimension. This guy is 45 once again. From there to there, 45-degree angle. Features, extrude cut. And again, through all, should be fine. Notice it's going up, so we can cut that away, and there it is. So we file and save this guy up. And this is 7-56. Okay. And there we have it. Now, I did make a mistake on the other one, right? I forgot to change that up. So let's go ahead and close this guy. Let's go back to 754. And we can fix this anytime, but 754 was extruded too high. So if we need to, what we're going to do is we can go back to this boss extrude 1. And all you have to do is click on it and go back to the edit feature, or right click on it, go back to edit feature. Notice that there's an edit sketch. We don't need edit sketch because the sketch is right. We just go back to edit feature. So we'll edit the feature. And then we can see that this is extruded 3.25. Well, it's supposed to only be extruded 3. And I was going to fix that before, but I'm going to fix it now. 3. And I hit OK. And notice that all these other things are still beautiful because we have the relations on the point and the line. It's the top line. We have the relation between the point and the right line. And so everything is beautiful still here. And we can just save it up and everything is beautiful. Okay, so that's it for the models. We're going to come back to the drawings later. So thanks for tuning in. See you next time on Design with Miyoshi.